We need to fight against using religion as an excuse to harm others. To protect the LGBTQ people, women, anti-choice general health issues, ensuring religious freedom of public school students, making sure schools do not favor or disfavor any religion, separation of church and state is guaranteed by our Constitution. Sarah mentioned Article 1, Section 4 of the state constitution, which requires any candidate to believe in a supreme being. And I mentioned this to our comedy group that was going into the bar, and they said, absolutely not. We need people of good conscience. This is the group that we're in, the people of good conscience. We don't need a religion to make us good people. We are good people. I will work for the common good of all Texans. Fred and Fortunio, running House District 130. If you take my card, I could use some donations. I'm in a very red district, but I have some strategic techniques to separate the zealots from the people who have conscience that are religious, but it takes some money. Thank you for your time.
So the order of, after you've been around in these political things for a while, the order of how you let people speak when they talk, when they come, is how big a district they're running in. So we have congressional districts and smaller districts, and then we have someone running for state senator. So he gets to jump the line.
I'll be quick, I promise. I'm not that one. My name's Kendall Stunner. I'm running for the Texas Senate District 2 against Bob Hall. I was raised in Sulphur Springs with two brassy mamas that are tougher than $2 steaks. And they taught me to never walk away from a fight worth having, and I believe that our public schools are the fight worth having. Yeah! So when people like Dan Patrick and Bob Hall go down to Austin and they fight to defund our public schools through school vouchers, I have a problem with that. Amen. And when they go down and they fight to gouge our retired teachers of their pensions and their health care, I have a problem with that. Yeah. And when they go down there and strip away our teachers' ability to teach in their classrooms, I have a real problem with that. Now, down in Austin, there has been an all-out assault on science. I think it is unacceptable. And it is time for us to rein in that state board of education and make sure that we are teaching the importance of science to our kids and that they understand that facts are facts, right? It's crucial. Now, my district is largely rural, and so this is what I tell folks when I go to the district. I think it's important for you to know. November is going to be a whole lot like driving a tractor. If you want to go backwards, you're going to put it in R. But if you want to go forward, and if you want to get this state moving again, you've got to put it in D. And we won't be able to do it without your help. I'm up against Empower Texans' #1 financial recipient. They cut him a check for $750,000. Can you believe that, James?
Yeah, I can believe it.
It's outrageous. They are buying and selling our elections, and in November, it stops. And it stops because of you and the help that you give to these incredible candidates, including Laura Gunn, who's running in my district. And I just really appreciate you for being here and for waging this fight that hasn't always been super popular. But I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the fight that you're doing for our communities. I'm Kendall Scudder, running for the Texas Senate. Thank you so much.
I feel like after that we should be selling more bonds.
Well, talk about a tough act to follow. My name is Alec Johnson. I am running to defeat Travis Clarney in House District I I want to thank the Secular Coalition of America for this opportunity to address you today. I want to thank the Free Thought Equality Fund for their endorsement of my campaign. Running to represent the people of District 11, I am obligated to represent them all. It matters not if they are Christian, Jewish, Buddhist, Muslim, agnostic, atheist, or even a deist like me. Many of our earliest ancestors came to this country fleeing religious persecution. Our nation's founders were children of the Enlightenment. They understood that separation of church and state protected everyone. It protects all faiths or none. Sadly, this understanding has given way to amnesia. Violent religious persecutions in Europe were fresh memories for the Founding Fathers. That's no longer the case today. I have a story to share that provides for me full appreciation for the wisdom that guided our founders. My sister Gigi has lived in Ireland for most of her life. She married Jeffrey and hoped to raise a family with him. An illness she suffered in her youth rendered her infertile, so she and Jeff decided they would adopt. Ireland at the time had an official state religion, Catholicism. They went to the state-run adoption agency, filled out their application. Gigi is nominally a Protestant. Jeff is nominally a Catholic. Their different faiths never presented any difficulty in their marriage until they tried to adopt. The agency informed them that they could not help them because they were a mixed couple. When I first heard this, it made my blood boil.
And it should.
Yeah. In fact, most Americans I know find this story offensive. And if you do, that's your American experience speaking to you. Our secular traditions, our culture, make us appreciate the injustice Gigi and Jeff endured. Gigi and Jeff were eventually able to adopt their son, my nephew Owen, but they had to come to the United States to do so. This should be a cautionary tale. Our nation's commitment to secularism protects everyone, of all faiths or none. It's a feature of our nation we should proudly defend. There are many reasons to maintain a level playing field for all religions and none. Elites exploit religious differences to divide and conquer the rest of us. Any study of income inequality confirms that the 1% walks off with almost everything, 99% of us get the rest. We outnumber them, so they have to divide us. Divide and conquer is the only way they can rule, and they do rule. Hard-won experience tells me it's a bad idea for us to ever cooperate with enemies. That particularly includes enemies with a keen interest in oppressing us for their profit. Make no mistake, the obscene sums members of the 1% have are not earned. They are stolen from us, stolen from our children's future.
That's right.
The 1% divides us by distracting us from what they're doing to the rest of us. They make us more concerned about our differences than our natural common interests. They want to hide how their greed impoverishes us. They want to hide how they gain fortunes cruelly and recklessly at our expense. The 1% has also proven that it's terrible at managing world affairs. By many measures, planetary systems are dangerously, unsustainably out of balance. They make the cynical calculation that wrecking the climate for future generations for profit is not a problem. It's not a problem they will ever have to live with. This is a level of selfishness that is intensely immoral and unacceptably antisocial. Can I get an amen for that?
Amen. Yeah.
Good ancestors have higher standards, and most of us choose to be good ancestors without question. It is our nature. The 1% elites fail to operate remotely like good ancestors. They are not looking after the interests of future generations, so it's not in our interest to cooperate with them. To them, our children's future is a dispensable externality. Heads they win, tails we lose. But we don't have to play their game, do we? The rules designed for their benefit work for their benefit and not ours. Enlarging the level playing field omits no religion and permits every religion. All religions and atheists, agnostics, and yes, even deists and others This level playing field makes us all safe.
That's right.
As we succeed, the enemies of our children's future fail. And this is why I support the Secular Coalition for America. Your organization fights for the true interest of the 99%, and I thank you for that. Thank you. I have to speak somewhere else. It's been a pleasure. Delighted to see you all here.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Laura Gunn, and I am a candidate for Texas House of Representatives District 33. I would like to thank Ron Miller from Free Thought Equality for endorsing me. He's the reason why I'm speaking here today. This is my first time running for office. I have never had political aspirations, but I do love a challenge. I decided to run for office because I believe my needs as a taxpayer and a Texan are not being met.
That's right.
Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a mother, a wife, a Girl Scout leader. I'm a graduate of the Ohio State University. Go Bucks. I paid for my college education with my high school vocational training and drafting. I worked for over 13 years in engineering and also 4 years in the fine arts department at Collin College. These days, I'm a stay-at-home mom. My platform is purely secular. I will make sure that my culturally diverse community is fairly represented. This is something I believe in. There are over 2,500 separate deities worshipped around the world. No one deity can be given preference over any other according to our founding fathers. This is the foundation of the separation of church and state. It offends me that elected officials are using their narrow Christian beliefs to create laws and dictate policy to the detriment of the general population of all Texans.
That's right. Yeah.
Our country was built on the promise of separation of church and state to ensure a fair representation for everyone without persecution. However, America is now united in name only. Many within our population are losing liberties because of their beliefs. This political climate makes me uneasy, and I don't think I'm alone. There have been big changes in the past year, the loss of humanity, honor, and equality in the eyes of the world.
That's right.
Promises of good fortune have been replaced with removal of protections by our trusted leaders in Washington. We've allowed our system to be comprised, and now our reputation is sullied. But we can come back from this. A blue wave in Texas can bring back these fundamental and constitutional protections at the state level. Your vote puts the power of change in your hands. Let's all be a part of something bigger. Let's bring back balance to government. Be a part of the wave. Be the change. Vote in November. Thank you. I'm Laura Gunn, running for Texas House District 33. Please go to my website, gunfortexas.com, and donate. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Catherine Kerr-Kabatsky, and I'm running for Justice of the Peace Precinct 3 in Williamson County. And one of the reasons that I'm running is because we have issues with separation of church and state in our county. In fact, we have a lawsuit that's costing us a lot of money because commissioners ask candidates who are wanting to be appointed to an unfilled term for constable and for JP what their religious views were and how they felt about abortion, even though neither has anything to do with the positions that they would hold. We've also had JPs who pray over people who insist on praying with people whenever they are delivering news that their loved one has passed on because JPs do inquest and declare people dead. They also have encouraged people before their court to repent. That is wrong. I am working to ensure that justice for all does not mean a religious test. Please go to voteforcatherine with a K.com. Consider supporting me. Please vote all the way down the ballot. Get involved because it's the local races that have the greatest impact on your lives. Speed down 935 through Williamson County. I don't want to see you that way. Thank you.
So, let me interject here real quick. Catherine sent me a note saying she was running as a secularist in Williamson County and wanted to know if the Texas Secular Democrats, not Secular Coalition of America, they're separate, Texas Secular Democrats would care to endorse her. And I said, sure. So can I get a yes for everyone who wants to endorse her? Yes! That's not the vote. You're in the wrong room.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Amanda Jamrock. I'm running for the Texas State Representatives for District 23. That's Galveston County and Chambers counties. I'm one of the youngest female candidates running in this election cycle. It's been an experience. I didn't plan to run this early in my life, but now is the time to do it. I just wanted to thank all of you for having us here today. Thank you for being in this room. There's not really a whole lot of representation for women of color, people of color in general, young women, and especially secular believers. So I just wanted to come up here and tell you that the Texas State Constitution states that an elected official cannot publicly hold office without the recognition of a supreme being. So for my fellow candidates that are running our little loophole, just say that you believe that Diana Ross is the supreme being. That's my very progressive New York Puerto Rican aunt, so it's fun to go to restaurants with her in Texas. Anyway, my name is Amanda Jamrock. I'm running for the Texas House of Representatives for District 23. Thank you all so much for having me. Thank you.
Your turn. I like those boots.
Thank you. I got my voting boots on, everybody. Hi, my name is Jessica T. and I'm running for Williamson County Clerk. We have a great slate of candidates in Williamson County this year. We have 20 if you start at me though and go all the way down to our Justice of the Peace. You just heard from one of them. And they are an amazing group of individuals who have all stepped up, mostly first-time runners, to represent all of you in Williamson County, which desperately needs it. Williamson County is considered a bellwether county for the state of Texas. We're a very large county, but we are not the largest, and we have been a Republican holding ground for many decades. I am the first Democrat county clerk candidate in over 30 years. My opponent has been in office for 20 years, and while she did not close office when marriage equality became the rule of the land, she did hold marriages until the Texas AG did confirm that it was not against the religious rights of her people to issue marriage licenses for gay people. There should not have been a hesitation.
That's right.
This is overwhelming. There are so many people here. This is very exciting. Thank you so much for having me. I really do appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. My platform is mainly based on accessibility to government. There are a lot of barriers when it comes to people dealing with government, and especially in areas where they are required to deal with government. When you're starting a small business, when you're even giving birth, there are things that you have to do and forms that have to be filled out. And right now in Williamson County, there is no way to file any of those things online, and you have to show up during regular business hours. So if you have more than one job, which a lot of our county does, it's basically impossible to do. That being said, my website is jessicaferwilco.com. I hope that you can go and visit and check out my platform. And if you have the time or you have the money, go ahead and donate one or the other, and I hope you have a great convention.
So Jessica also would like an endorsement, so can I get a rousing yes from the... It's great. Who's up next? Come on.
Good morning. I'm Steve Shakersman. I happen to be a candidate for Midland County Judge, which is a very Republican county, but I'm running as a Democrat. Some of you may know me. I founded what is now the Texas Citizens for Science in 1980, and I've been lobbying the State Board of Education for almost 40 years to improve science education. We've had a lot of successes working with People for the American Way and the Texas Freedom Network. We got evolution back into the textbooks in the 1980s, and we've greatly improved the curriculum, although it's still not perfect, I must say. Now, what I want to talk to you about is not my candidacy, but I'm an active Democrat. I wanted to do deeds and not words, and I'm one of the founders of what's now the Humanists of Houston, and I also founded the Houston Humanist Skeptics Organization. But I am a secular naturalistic humanist. Now, I was on the program committee 2 years ago. I'm the one who introduced the secular principles into the religious freedom aspects. We need to do more. I tried to get the word secular or secularism in, and it was modified under vote. I did get the religious test for public office must be removed, and also we respect those who have no religious faith. But I want to get the principle of secularism into the platform, and I'm running this afternoon for that. But if I don't get elected, somebody here must know the person from their Senate district who is running for the platform committee. We need to get that improved. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'm Steve Shakersman. I'm in the back. And thank you very much.
Any other speakers? Oh, come on over.
There are so many amazing guests today that our campaign is dividing and conquering because we have so many lovely folks we'd like to speak to. I represent John Busey. He's going to be running for House District 136. That is considered one of the most competitive districts here in Central Texas. And so we wanted to come by and let you know the fact that, we recognize and appreciate the fact of the differences in the values that we have in Texas. Our district is diverse. We have a wonderful Southeast Asian population within numerous amounts of religions. We have Christians, we have Catholics, we have atheists, we have agnostics, and we have so many beautiful people in our district. And we believe it's his job to represent them all. And unfortunately, the current state rep doesn't seem to share those same values. So we are here today to let you know that our campaign is running, and that anyone that lives in District 136, we would like to represent you and actually represent all of our district. Thank you.
Can we have just one more really loud round of applause for all the candidates? So we do have 15 minutes left. We're running out of time. Great. So maybe we'll kind of keep the room open for some more candidates who might come in, but I wanted to give you a few housekeeping announcements. So first of all, we need more people who are interested in leading on the caucus. We do have a few nominees, but we need more. So if you're excited and you want to help shape the future of this caucus, please come talk to James or Sarah or me after the caucus. We're also going to be tabling in the exhibiting hall all day today and tomorrow. So please consider stepping up up and being a leader. We are also offering some awesome rally signs for the next time you need to go protest for a suggested donation. Sarah's actually going to hold one of those up. This one says, qualified to make a decision about a woman's health, and that's no to the state, no to the church, and yes to the woman. My body, my choice. And then we have a sign that says, patriotism has no religion. And on the other side, crossing out atheist, Christian, I can't see that, Jewish, Muslim, American, because we're all Americans, all faiths and none. So if you'd like one of those signs, our awesome t-shirts, we are giving those away for suggested donations downstairs, and we also have free stuff like secular values voter buttons and that sort of thing. If you did not sign up when you came in, please sign up afterwards or at our table, because we are going to be holding elections for the caucus officers, and we want all of your voices. So please sign up to make sure that you're counted. So A, we knew you were here, and we can follow up about all the great things that are happening, but also so that you can vote on the officers. Do we have any other candidates in the room or representative? Okay, great. Go ahead. I'll give you the mic.
Good morning. Let me just take a second to take in on this wonderful view. I am Erica Ledford, and I am running for County Commissioner for Rockwall County. I immigrated to the United States at the age of 17, and I became a citizen, and now I am living in Rockwall County. And the reason I said to give me a second to take in this view is because it's very lonely when you're a secular, and I'm a humanist, a recovering religious person, and I am glad to be here, and just to see all of you is inspiring me and you know what Rockwall County is, it's one of the reddest county in Texas, one of the smallest county in Texas, one of the wealthiest county in Texas, and one of the safest county in Texas, but it is being said because of the religious views the county holds. But this is a humanist person who is trying to show them that we also hold humanistic views that covers everyone. And thank you for allowing me to speak. Please vote on November 6th, and thank you very much. Erica Ledford, Rockwall County Commissioner, Precinct 4.
Okay, so we're going to end this because we have another caucus coming in afterwards, which is run by me, the Small Business Caucus. So we're going to say that, and it'll be less strident, I promise. Thank you all for coming.
Sorry, one last thing, everybody. If the line is long and you don't want to sign up by email, you can also text the words Secular Dems to 52886 on your phone to opt into text messages. Thank you so much for coming.